Hello, fifth graders. Welcome to lesson 5.5, Add Mixed Numbers. Let's get started. Today's objective is I can evaluate addition of mixed numbers by using equivalent fractions with and without regrouping with 100% accuracy in multiple attempts. Please pause now to write the I can and by statement in your digital math notebook. All right, fifth graders, today our job is to be able to add mixed numbers. Mixed numbers are when we see a whole number and a fraction together. We've got some steps to go through, and it's important to know that the steps are the same when we add or subtract. Today we're only going to be adding, so that's what we'll walk through. So here's our steps. If the denominators are unlike, that's the first thing we do. We need to find a least common multiple and a common denominator. So we think we have the number 4 on the bottom and 5 on the bottom. So we need to find a multiple of 4 and 5. So we can count by 4s. That would give us 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. And we can do the same with our 5s. 5, 10, 15, and 20. So here I'm noticing that we have 20 on both of our numbers. So we can change our denominator to 20. So here we're going to change these numbers to 20, and we're going to figure out what we're going to multiply by. So in order to change a 5 to a 20, we would multiply by 4 on the top and the bottom. So 4 times 4 gives us 16. All right, then we're going to do the same with the top. In order to change a 4 into a 20, we multiply by 5, and 1 times 5 is 5. So now we have the numbers 8 and 5 twentieths plus 2 and 16 twentieths. And I know these are really small numbers, so let's go ahead and add these numbers first. So I'm going to write it a little bit bigger to the side. We have 8 and 5 twentieths, and we're going to add it to 2 and 16 twentieths. So just like when we add whole numbers or decimals, we're going to start with our little pieces first. We're going to start with our fractions. So we're going to leave our twentieths, but we need to add 16 plus 5. So if it were 15 plus 5, it would be 20. But we have one more, so it's going to be 21 twentieths. And 8 plus 2 is 10. So this would give us 10 and 21 twentieths. Now 21 is a improper fraction. So we're going to change this into 21 twentieths. We're going to change it into 20 twentieths, which is one whole, and 1 20th, which is going to stay 1 20th, and then 10, which we brought straight down, plus 1, which was our whole, is 11. So our final answer is going to be 11 and 1 20th. So when we have mixed numbers, we may end up with sums that are more than 1, and we're going to need to reduce our fractions from improper fractions down to mixed numbers. Let's try some together. All right, this is in your digital math notebook, so make sure that you are filling in the boxes and answering the questions as we go along together. Here are our first two numbers. We have uncommon denominators, so we need to start by finding common denominators. I have the number 4 and 8. We can count by 4, 8, 12, 16, and then 8, 16, 24, And we can know that the two numbers have in common the number 8. So that means that 3 and 5/8 can stay the same, but we need to change 3 and 1/4. So the 3 is going to stay the same, but the 1/4 has to change into something over 8. So in order to change a 4 into an 8, we multiply by 2. This is what we were doing yesterday. And if we multiply by 2 on the bottom, we have to multiply by 2 on the top. So 1 times 2 is 2. So our new fraction is 3 and 2/8. And we're going to add it together with 3 and 5/8. And notice that I have written on top of each other this time so that when I add them, I can see the pieces together. So first off, I'm going to add 2/8 plus 5/8. So 5 plus 2 gives me 7/8. And 3 plus 3 is 6. So my answer would be 6 and 7/8. And 7 is not bigger than 8, so I do not need to change that into a mixed number because it's not improper. Let's practice one more time. We have the number 10 and 5. So I'm going to use the denominator of 10. So that means that I only need to change 2 and 3/5. And remember, the 2 is going to stay the same, but I need to change the 3/5 into something over 10. So in order to change a 5 into a 10, I'm going to multiply by 2. And if I multiply by 2 on the bottom, I need to multiply by 2 on the top. So 3 times 2 is 6. So here is my new fraction with a common denominator. So I'm going to rewrite this underneath itself. So I have 9 and 9/10 plus 2 and 6/10. And I'm going to start off by adding the fraction parts. So 9 plus 6 is 15/10, and that's improper, so we're going to have to fix it, but leave it alone for a moment. And 9 plus 2 is 11. Now we can go back and we can fix that improper fraction. 10 goes into 15 one time, and then we subtract out that group of 10, so we have 5/10 left. We take that 1 and we put it over here, so that gives us 12 and 5/10. And we know that 5 is half of 10, so that would be 12 and 1/2 when we simplify it down. Pause now to fill in the boxes in your digital math notebook. Again, I know that you won't have space for all of the math that we did together, but type in the boxes that are in your digital math notebook. All right, 5th graders, time for one more problem together. I'll get you started and then you can finish it on your own in your digital math notebook. We have the problem 3 and 5/11 plus 7 and 2/3. So the first thing that we need to do is find a common denominator. So I know that 11 and 3 don't share many factors. So I'm actually just going to start off by multiplying 11 by 3, which gives me 33. And I know that that's going to be a common multiple. I'm not sure if there's a smaller one, so we'll reduce if we need to later. So that means we need to change both of our fractions. We need to change 5/11 into something over 33. In order to change 11 into 33, we multiply by 3. So 5 times 3 is 15. So that means that that number is going to be 3 and 15/33. Now we're going to do the same thing with the 7. So we need to change 2/3 into something over 33. In order to change a 3 into a 33, we multiply by 11. So if I multiply by 11 on the bottom, I have to multiply by 11 on the top. 2 times 11 is 22. So now I'm going to rewrite my problem on top of itself. So I have 3 and 33rds plus 7 and 22/33. We're going to start off by adding the fraction parts. I know that my denominator is not going to change, but I need to add 15 plus 22. So 5 plus 2 is 7, and 2 plus 1 is 3, so I get 3733. And 3 plus 7 is 10. Now we have an improper fraction, so let's take care of that. 33 goes into 35 one time, and 7 minus 3 is 4, so that would give us 4 33 left over, and if we add that to our 10, that would give us 11, and you tell me the fractional part that's left over. Type this, what you can, in the boxes in your digital math notebook, and remember, it's okay that you don't have space for everything. All right, fifth graders, you're almost finished. When your notes are complete, then complete your exit slip and be ready to meet your teacher at the table. Great job!